بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Dear brothers and sisters, this is your brother Harun, and today I decided to make a short video on the importance of studying according to a curriculum. So when you study and when you seek knowledge, it is very important you do that in a structured and organized way. And one of those ways is to study according to a curriculum. A curriculum means you follow a certain path or a way which has levels or stages, and with each level or stage you build upon your previous knowledge and you increase your knowledge, so you will have, in the end, you will have a very solid foundation. Now, a few weeks ago, I concluded the course on the book by Shaykh Abd al-Muhsin bin Muhammad al-Qasim, hafidhahullah, Mukhtasar al-Adhkar wal-Adab. And we concluded that course in 13 lessons, walhamdulillah. Now, it is important to know that this work is a mukhtasar. It's a summary of the work by the same Shaykh, Kitab al-Adhkar wal-Adab. And that text is part of a curriculum designed by the Shaykh and taught by the Shaykh in the Ma'had of Masjid al-Nabawi. And all the texts of that curriculum are available as publications, and you can buy them in several bookshops, and you can buy them online, and they're also available as PDFs, and the lessons are all recorded on YouTube as well. Now, if you want to buy that set or to start studying that curriculum, you need to go to the website of the Shaykh, and I'll put a link to the website of the Shaykh below this video. Now, so the first book we studied, or actually we studied an abridgment of it, a summary, is this text. And as you can see, this is a pocket version, and as such you can buy them in bookshops and online Islamic bookshops. Now, this text here is part of that curriculum designed by the Shaykh and taught by the Shaykh, and it's like a pre-level, or in Arabic we say it's called al-Mustawa al-Tamhidi, so the preparatory level. This level prepares you for what is coming, and after this preparatory level, after al-Mustawa al-Tamhidi, there are 6 more levels, and I'm gonna mention those levels here now and explain which texts of these levels are part of the whole curriculum. And after those 6 levels, there are also additional texts. They're added by the Shaykh. Now, in some, we call these texts, or this curriculum is called Mutun Talib al Ilm. Mutun is plural of matan, which means text, and Talib al Ilm is the seeker or the student of knowledge. So it's called Mutun Talib al Ilm. Now, we mentioned the preparatory level consists of this one text, Kitab al-Adhkar wal-Adab, of which we taught the summary, the Mukhtasar. Now the first level consists of 4 books or 4 texts, 4 mutun. Al-Mustawa al-Awwal. Al-Mustawa al-Awwal. And it is also available as a pocket version. This is one of those versions. And as you can see, these are, very handy. They're all fully vowelized, so all harakat are there. And they even have some footnotes. Now, the first texts in this level are al-Usul al-Thalatha by Shaykh Muhammad bin Abd al-Wahhab. Then another text by him, al-Qawa'id al-Arba'. And the last text by his hand in this level is Nawaqid al-Islam. And the fourth text is al-Arba'un al-Nabawiyya by Imam al-Nawawi. So this is the first level, al-Mustawa al-Awwal. And these pocket booklets, they cost a few bucks, a few euros or a few dollars only. And you can get the whole set actually, which then will look like this. So these are 5 levels. I have not come across a pocket version of the 6th level as of yet. And then the additional texts, they're separately available. And I will mention all of them. Now, if you look at this curriculum, you can have an opinion about it, about the texts and their authors, but that's not the point here of this video, of this short lesson. I'm not going to make any issue of anything. I'll leave it up to people themselves to judge, and also to find out whether this is something for them or not. It's not my task here, I think, to promote a certain madhab or methodology. That's another issue I don't want to go into. But I thought I should mention it before I continue. Then we have the second level, al-Mustawa al-Thani. Pocket version of that looks like this. The second level only has 3 texts, and they are as follows. Tuhfatul Atfal, right? And this is in Tajweed by Imam al-Jazari, right? Or by Imam al-Jamzuri. No, sorry. It's Imam al-Jamzuri. Forgive me the mistake. So, I didn't mention about the first level. The first level, it consists of 3 texts in Aqidah, and then 1 text in Hadith. Now the second level, we see Tajweed is added by way of Tuhfatul Atfal, the well-known text by Imam al-Jamzuri, rahimahullah. Then we have a fiqh text, Shurutul Salah, also by Shaykh Muhammad bin Abd al-Wahhab. And lastly, we have Kitab al-Tawheed. This is in the science of Aqidah, also by Shaykh Muhammad bin Abd al-Wahhab. That's level 2. Now level 3, it has 4 texts. One, we have al-Manzumatul Bayquniyya by Imam al-Bayquni, and this is a text in Usul al-Hadith or Mustalah al-Hadith. Then we have Manzumatul Ilbiri, Manzumatul Ilbiri or Manzumatu al-Ilbiri. That is a manzuma. It's also a poem, just like the Bayquniyya. It's a poem, and it consists of about a little more than 100 lines of poetry on zuhd and seeking knowledge and having or living a purposeful life. It's a very well-known poem. Then there's a text on the science of Nahu, al-Muqaddimatu al-Ajurumiyya, that's a science of syntaxes, well-known text. It's mu'tabar, as we call it. And lastly, the fourth text in this level, the third level, is al-Aqidatu al-Wasitiyya by Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah. And this is a text in the science of Aqidah. Then we go to the fourth level. Let me see, the fourth level. Yes, did I show the booklet for the third level? It's this book. They come in different colors. And then the fourth level, we have this pocket book, red, just like my hat, by the way. The fourth level, al-Mustawa al-Rabi', it starts with the text by Imam al-Juwayni, al-Waraqat in Usul al-Fiqh. Then we have text, Unwan al-Hikam. Unwan al-Hikam is by, I forgot the author's name. Well, anyways, Unwan al-Hikam is a text on adab and on zuhd as well. It's comparable to the text by Imam al-Albiri. I had the fortunate opportunity to study this text a long time ago, but the name of the author is in the back of my mind, but I cannot recall it at the moment. Then we have a text, Manzumatul Rahbiyya. Excuse me. Manzumatul Rahbiyya is a text in Ilm al-Fara'id, inheritance law, by Imam al-Rahbi, well-known text, mu'tabar as well. And so this is the science of fiqh, but then especially or specifically inheritance law. And the last text in this level, which also consists of four texts, is al-Aqidatu Tahawiyya. So again, another text on Aqidah, and this is the well-known text by Imam Tahawi, rahimahullah, also mu'tabar. Mu'tabar, maybe I should briefly elaborate on this term here. Mu'tabar, which means basically or shortly that it is a widely accepted text by all schools and groups there are at the moment. There's nobody who disputes the authority of this text, actually. Then we have level 5, and level 5, it's also a pocket book, but it does not really fit in your pocket easily. It's a bigger volume, same size as the other pocket books, but in terms of pages, it's much more. Why? Because in this level, the texts, they become longer. So this level has 3 texts. One, we have Bulugh al-Maram. Bulugh al-Maram by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, rahimahullah, is a book of hadith, but specifically for adillah in terms of fiqh. That's Bulugh al-Maram, very well-known text. Then we have a text in Hanbali fiqh, Zad al-Mustaqni'. Zad al-Mustaqni' is a very well-known Hanbali text, specifically studied in Saudi Arabia. The author of that text, also here my memory fails me. If I'm correct, it's Imam al-Hajjawi, but I would have to look that up. I'm not sure. Hanbali fiqh. And lastly, a text in Sarf and Nahu, Alfiyatu Ibn Malik, mu'tabar as well, authoritative and very important text to study for any student of Sarf and Nahu. That's level 5. Then at level 6, which also consists of 3 texts. First we have Al-Jami'u Lima Fi Sahihain, and this is a hadith collection which gathers the hadith of Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. I'm not sure who made this collection or who compiled this book here. I would have to look that up. Then we have a work in that level, Afradul Bukhari wa Muslim. And this is also a hadith collection. I'm not sure, but it could be by Imam ad-Daraqutni, because I have the titles here in front of me, but I don't have the authors. I don't have the authors behind it, so I'd have to look that up actually for myself. But these are about specific narrations in Bukhari and Muslim. And the last text in this whole curriculum of 6 levels, which consists of 22 texts, is al-Zawaidu ala Sahihain. So these are additions to Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. This concludes those 6 levels, and if we include al-Mustawa al-Tamhidi, these are 7 levels in total. And after these 7 levels, and you can see this is quite if you have studied all these works, you will have a very, very good and solid foundation in the Islamic sciences. After these levels, there is what we call al-Mutun al also compiled and selected and collected by Shaykh Abd al-Muhsin bin Muhammad al-Qasim, hafidhahullah. And what we see is that he has done the tahqiq and the takhrij of all these works actually, and they're all available on his website, and he keeps adding to this. So he keeps adding to those Mutun al-Idafiyya. And al-Mutun al-Idafiyya, you could translate it as additional or extra mutun or texts. So the list I have here mentions 10 of them, but I know there are more at the moment, and he keeps bringing out new or adding new texts to these mutun. First we have a Shatibiyya by Imam Shatibi. This is in the science of al-Qira'at al-Qur'aniyya. Then we have al-Jazariyya by Imam al-Jazari rahimahullah in the science of Tajweed. Then we have a work by Shaykh Muhammad bin Abd al-Wahhab, Kashf al-Shubuhat, science of Aqidah again. Then we have the work by Ibn Qudama, al-Umdatul fil Ahkam or Umdatul Ahkam. This is a work comparable to Bulugh al-Maram. It's a hadith collection specifically regarding the adillah for the science of fiqh. Same goes for the work that is mentioned next, al-Muharrar fil hadith. And al-Muharrar is also, you could call it maybe fiqh al-hadith. It's a hadith collection by the grandfather of Ibn Taymiyyah, if I'm not mistaken. Famous work, also very popular in Saudi Arabia especially. And it's more extensive as far as I know than Bulugh al-Maram and Umdatul Ahkam. Then we have another work in the science of Usul al-Hadith, Nukhbatul Fikr by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani rahimahullah. And another text in this science which is mentioned here is Al-Alfiyatul Iraqi fil Mustalah, also Mustalah al-Hadith. That's an Alfiya, just like the Alfiya Ibn Malik. This is a poem in approximately 1,000 or a little more verses or lines of poetry. And then we have also a very similar text, Alfiyatul Suyuti fil Mustalah. And then we have the Alfiya of al-Imam al-Iraqi on the Sirah, Alfiyatul Iraqi fil Sirah, as it's known. And lastly, a text in the science of Sarf, also by Ibn Malik, if I'm not mistaken, Lamiyatul Af'al. And these are in total 10 works, 10 texts, which the student of knowledge can add to the previously mentioned and discussed curriculum of 22 works. So this is what I wanted to mention about this curriculum. Apart from the fact that it's all available in these pocket versions, pocket editions, there's also a hard copy available with the first 4 levels, if I'm correct. And you can find it online, but if you happen to go to Medina, you could probably get that copy, maybe even for free, in the Masjid al-Nabawi. So I hope now it is a little bit more clearer what it means to be a student of knowledge and which texts could be studied, because I more or less, recorded this video to give you an idea, but also at the same time it's a way of advising those people who do not know where to begin and which texts to turn to in their studies. I hope this was beneficial. جزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.